Welcome back to the final episode of Oakbridge Farm, episode 27. We need to get some more barley that we just picked on the previous episode for the chickens. They are out. We'll get this topped up. We're going to have an exciting episode. Since it is the last one, we're going to kind of go all out. I suppose we could start selling some extra stuff to get extra cash. But we're going to rent some items to make this even funner. Holds 21,000? No, more than that. No, it was 5. That's how much is in there. There we go. Another 5,500. Because we could sell that. Well, no, we might need that trailer actually to get through to the other fields. Can't go too crazy in what we can and can't sell. But we are winding down. We'll probably end up in January, December, depending on how the sales look. We may even have to take a small loan out just to get the equipment we kind of need to get the job done today. I guess we gotta let it dump before we shut it off. There we go. Okay. So what we will do, every field is ready to harvest. We did the, like I said, the barley on the previous episode. Our western field with the linseed is ready to go. The one we purchased on the previous episode, the big one we were looking forward to doing, is ready to go. There's canola there, and then our canola field way down here, as well as our sorghum here on 33. I think we'll go ahead and put that off on a worker. Well, they can do that while we get another combine going. Let's start on the side here. We're also gonna have to rent another trailer so we can keep the workers relieved. And we'll just keep swinging back and forth. Very slow going. Alright, let's hire a worker. They can figure out which way they want to go. I think if we have them do 2 headlands, it might be better. Okay. I'm gonna move that trailer just a little bit because we've had issues in the past with them stopping there for no reason. Because it was slightly in the way. Alright. So, I think we'll start on the canola field with the other worker, since it's right where the item is to pick it up. I think it'd be fun to get like a big one. And I haven't done the gold edition yet. This was like a pre-order special. Real expensive at 740,000, but if we rent it, it's not so bad. Go with the short pipe. We'll do a lease. 37,000. Yes, we're going to lease it. And then, obviously, the header for it as well. We need the transport wheels, so we don't need a trailer. And we will lease that as well. What do we have left? 70,000. And we need to get another trailer. But depending on that, I wonder if we should lease another tractor. Something with more power. Our Kubota does struggle. And we'll have to go with the single tire. I think we'll just go with this. This is how much horsepower? 365. We shouldn't need 3-point because we're just going to run a trailer with this. So let's lease this. And then we'll also lease a decent sized trailer. I think we'll try to make this one work. It's going to be crazy with that tractor. Michelin standard. Tri wheel axle setup there. We'll rent. There we go. Still got plenty of cash. It'll be fun to have a different Well, they're almost full. We should probably relieve them before we go down. And the auger's on the wrong side. Gotta love that. Yeah, we'll have to keep the tractor and trailer leased. And then we'll return the combine after. We're gonna need the trailer for the sales. We're gonna get quite a bit. It's gonna be a pretty profitable episode, the finale. Trailer should be fine to sit there. They can have at it. Here we are. Look at this. The gold edition. Like I said, I never even got to use this yet. I'm excited to use it. I think it's just the regular one with the gold paint job. Very nice. Let's see, we need the other side. We're going to have to move that. Plains and Prairie Pack. This tractor actually ain't that as big as I thought it was going to be. It should fit on the road fine. Our trailer might hit a tree. We got plenty of power to pull the wagon. Might as well take this down to the field right away. Got that old school look. This is an older tractor. Let's turn all the lights on here too. Looks like there's no beacons. But we do have flashers. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. Let's see, do we got room? Yeah, that's a road here. We'll just pull it off to the side. Make sure it's well out of the way. I don't know how we're gonna hook up our header here. It's nuts. Okay. I think if we would have got the extension on the auger, it probably would have hit the trailer. Already kind of tight. Okay, so we kind of have to drop this straight. Yeah, this is not ideal for this map. But it will make our lives a lot easier. I'm just glad we don't have to deal with a separate header trailer. That would be nuts. Okay. This massive equipment. It's got 2 fans. Pretty snappy. It's not delayed like that other one was. Look at that. We are off. Make life so much easier. This isn't even the big field either. It's our medium. Actually, in comparison, it's probably like double the size. Number 30 versus 9. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this going. And we will see you after a nice time lapse. Okay, so I think we kind of bit off a little more than we could chew with this operation. Especially, I'm trying to think about how we're gonna have to sell too. This tractor is not that great for transportation. It's very slow. And then also, it's, yeah, see right there, I'm having the floor and it struggles to get going. I think it's made more for plowing. We're going to need probably another wagon anyway for when we sell. So if we get something decent size, because otherwise we're going to be going back and forth a ton of times. This is one of the new ones off the Plains and Prairies. The tarp actually animates, it's pretty cool. We can do any color it looks like. And we need... got a 500 horsepower requirement on that guy. That's crazy. I think we're going to need it though, otherwise we're going to be here all day selling. We don't have enough, of course. We got to rent. Lease. 8,000. And then we need a 500 horsepower tractor for that. 500 or 490. Oh, I guess we gotta tune it up and we get 530 on that one. See, it's either the Kloss or the Fent. I think I want to do the Kloss. I don't think this one articulates, so we should be good. There we go. Let's put some front weights on. We'll lease that. 24,000. We're going to sell that field. We don't need it anymore. Number 9. Sell that. There we go. And somebody ready to empty. This is a crazy harvest. Let's relieve that big combine. And we might lease a different tractor for the sales. This thing is really slow. Okay, so a little change of plans. We got the new... Ooh. A little light there in front, I think. Put the weights on. Hopefully this thing can handle this. It's a lot better at speed. If we have to, I think we're going to drive down to the end of the road and then cut through those bushes whenever that fence stops. I will use this to relieve the combines because the other tractor is struggling ridiculous. I don't think we would make this corner. I'm not even going to try. We'll go down until that fence stops. Actually, it looks like it stopped already. We should be able to cut through here. Yeah, there we go. Or not. Oh, we're hit. What are we hitting on? It's a very difficult map with big equipment. You don't want to do that on this map. Look at that animation. That's cool. It was like the trailer slides on this. We should have went this way to begin with. This is way more efficient. It's just so big for this map. We'll get this one relieved. And then they might actually crash into each other. We might have to get rid of it. Just sell the combine and get rid of it. And keep the big one. Finish out. Alright, I think they're good. We're gonna sell that, or I should say return that Ford. It's not good for that trailer. Probably shouldn't have to unload this wagon here. We'll just keep it in the trailer. And we'll advance through the months. Let's try to start it on this side. Hopefully it'll work. Yep, we'll return this Ford. It just can't handle the job. Cool tractor, but a little ridiculous. Switch. Skill, large tractor. Return. Okay. Alright, another load. We'll probably go back and just top this up at our silo. We're getting down there. Here comes the other harvester, finishing up the end of it. We shall sell this combine. We'll just do it from the menu. It did us well for the series. It's time to say goodbye. Trailer header 2. Header trailer. We'll see if we got it all. I think that should be the whole field. Take a quick glance. Holy moly, we got it all. And we can return this combine. Definitely overkill for this map. Cool though. At least we got to use it. C7, no, what is it? CR11? Yep. Excellent. Very good harvester. Okay. So now the only two things we have rented is this tractor and auger wagon. I guess we can go ahead and sell this land. We're gonna have to cut through the shrubs once again. It's way too big for this map. What am I hitting there? Something's dragging down. Okay, so I think on second thought we'll advance and then we'll see what we are at. Let's sell this land. That was crazy expensive. Okay, so I believe we just have some eggs to sell, our livestock, and our grain. What do we end up with for grain in here? $267,000 total. So we gotta sell our... We just won't worry about the barley. We'll do the canola, linseed, and sorghum. Those are gonna be like December, January. So we'll advance and should be good to get our eggs sold around November. And they should have plenty of food. Ooh, leasing costs are $7,000. That's pretty spendy. We're almost done though. Let's get these eggs loaded up. I guess we could sell our chickens. Time to say goodbye. They served us very well. Bam! Goodbye, guys. So they were worth $2,700. Alright, let's get these eggs loaded up. $36,089 and then almost a 4,000 environmental score. Okay, so I think we will advance to, it looks like December for the canola. Alright, we have made it to December. It's time to sell the canola. It is a lot. Thinking we could maybe... We're not going to get it all on our other transportation wagon. Let's see how much we can get on. And I might set the Steyr with the triaxle wagon. Otherwise, we could probably return that. The leasing costs have been kicking us down, but we do have a lot now that we sold everything. I think it was a good move to get this trailer. Well, 144,000. That is a lot. It's actually going to take a few runs back and forth. I guess we could actually sell that auger. We'll get rid of that. That's not in our way. I almost wonder if we should just make 2 trips of this and call it good. And if that's the case, yeah, let's just do that. We'll return that other trailer. There's no point if we don't even get it all. Okay, we're gonna have to drive up the hill here, I guess. And sneak out onto the road. It is a dark December. Oh man. Really like that tarp animation. I hope they... Well, I almost have to do it now for the new farm sim when it comes out in 2-3 years. Alright, let's rack up that change. That is a lot. That is a lot of canola. Holy canola. 185,920, 20,000 environmental. Wow. Load number 2. Yeah, I think we'll just leave that 100 liters or whatever it was in the silo. Really no point in messing with it. We will, however, get the Steyr back on this other trailer, because I think what we'll do is we'll take the crop that'll actually fit into the trailer. And we'll run it down on a worker. Yeah, we could put the 34,000 in there, and then the linseed we'll get with our auger trailer. We do have our hogs yet to sell. We could probably do any time. Let's go ahead and take care of them. Out the door you go. For a total of 8,350. Alright, that's all of it, and there's 116 left. We'll just leave that. Hardly worth the time. And the second load. $185, 20,000. We'll advance to January. We'll see how things look. A little bit of rain today, so we're going to sell the biggest one here. We're going to take the linseed. That's going to go to Oak Bridge stores. Put that in here. Maybe. There we go. Gotta be running. And then we'll put the sorghum in the other tractor, Farm Bay 2. We'll dump this wagon out, and then we'll just use the other bigger trailer to finish it out. Obviously, we didn't have the auger anymore, but that was always a nuisance using that auger. $3,000. All right. We could probably go ahead and sell this tractor and trailer. We do not need it anymore. Sell that. And that. Gone. All in the weight. Gone. Alright. Let's get this off. We are having fun with this one. We had to go over in the middle of the map. Oak Bridge Store. We'll get this one filled up in the meantime. While we wait. Get that silo on empty yet. Sorghum. We worked hard on that sorghum. Perfect. Emptied. And ready for transport. What I think we're going to do, we only have barley and corn left. Obviously there's those potatoes here too, but I don't think we're going to worry about those. We'll just use this, our tractor and trailer. We can return these. Because that's a big trailer for not needing much. And that doesn't make sense. I should have did that before I drove it all the way back. But it's time to return. They're very useful. I'm glad we decided to do that. Probably would have been a mess if we didn't. Okay. Oh, almost barely fit in here too. $55,000. Ooh, 6,000 environmental. Nice. Let's see the corn. Farm store bay 2. Now let's do the barley first. It's worth the most. All sphere store. And we can go through and sell some of our equipment while we wait. There is no need for it. Our gator, gone. Animal transport, gone. Alright. 143 for sold vehicles. $17,000. 2,000 environmental. And the final crop, which will be our corn, will go to Farm Store Bay 2. Not much at all. And I'm going to delete this silo because if I ever did come back into this map, this is the wrong silo to be using on this playthrough. Can sell that auger. And then let's sell our silo. 43,000. Look at that. Looks bare without it. $4,000. Well, almost about 5,000. That was decent to sell. Before we head back, let's configure this, because as promised, it's going to be like fireworks. We're going to spread our manure. There was a configuration here. Manure spreader. 15,000 to do it. Obviously we don't need to do it because it's the end of the series. We can look at it as fireworks. We're setting off the fireworks, the final christening of the land before we close out. Let's see, before we do that, is there anything else to sell? I think we have a Kubota. We'll sell that. That is about it. To get this thing loaded up, we'll do a send-off. Not going to be a whole lot. 7,866. Should all fit, no problem. There it is. Before I do that, in retrospect, this is the silo we should have put in. That's what we should have had right there. It would have solved so many problems we had. But it is. It is what it is. We learned from our mistakes. Unfold spreader. I expect it not to last very long. Let's see what the working width is. Lock on. Here we go. Christening of the land. End of the series. Fire it up. There we go. Final christening of the land. What a way to end the series. Now ideally with precision farming you wouldn't do this until after we plant the crop because we don't know what the proper nitrogen level should be. Actually lasting a lot longer than I thought it would have. Final send-off. Like we'll make it one time down at least. Bam. Well, at least we got to do it once. Let's check that out. Yeah, you can barely see it in this. It is there. Awesome. We'll sell these units. And there we go. We ended up with 2,154,000. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. It was a tremendously successful series. I'm sure I've already started the next one because I usually interweave them. So I hope you're enjoying that. It's a vintage playthrough. I'm so excited to start that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll continue over there.